Good morning, my name is Tony, and today we're talking about drones. Drones seem to be everywhere these days. You can get some super epic footage with a drone, and it doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. So, if you have a drone, we're going to be talking about some of the tips and tricks that I use when I'm flying, when I'm filming, when I'm taking photos, all of those types of things. And if you don't have a drone and you're interested in getting one, I would suggest picking up a cheap drone. You can get a drone for less than $300. It's like $280 on DJI's website. In the refurbished section. Pick up a Spark. If you want to spend a little bit more, closer to $400, you can get one that actually has a controller. Otherwise, it's going to be controlled on your phone, which does work pretty well. So, let's start talking about drones. The first tip that I want to share with you is make sure that you're shooting on a pretty big screen. I like to use my iPad, and that helps me be able to see everything that I need to and make the adjustments fast so that I can get good quality. If you have a Mavic style controller, meaning that your phone slips into the controller, you can buy an adapter on Amazon for like less than 20 bucks that holds your iPad. Also, while you're hunting on Amazon for that adapter, go ahead and pick up a USB to Lightning adapter that's only like 6 inches long. It's a really nice tight package that you keep with your drone, and I guarantee you it's worth the 25 bucks that you'll end up spending on Amazon. Another tip that you need to do is slow down all of your drone's settings. So slow down the gimbal speed, so how fast it goes up and down, and how fast it snaps. Also slow down your turning, all of those kind of things, so that when you're filming, it's not nearly as jerky, and you'll be able to use more footage that you get. Once you have those done, then we can start getting into the footage. Now, think through your drone footage just like any other camera. I would never ever open up my camera, turn it on, hit record, and record for the entire length that I'm using the camera. That's crazy. What you do is you record in little snippets. You think through your shot, and then you start recording, you record your shot, and then you end recording. That way you have usable clips that you can use without hunting through 25 minutes worth of data. Alright, so another tip is get closer to your subject. It's really cool to have these big environmental establishing shots, but the really cool drone shots are the ones that are close to your subject. So whether you're circling around a tree or you're following a person, the closer you can get to the action, the better it will look. Another tip, this is something that I use with all of my cameras, is use your rule of thirds. I've talked about this before. Divide the screen into thirds and then stay on those grid lines. Put your horizon at either the top or the lower third. Align your subject on the right third or the left third. That will dramatically increase your shots while you're flying your drone as well. So once you've started recording, this is something that I have noticed has made a big difference. Try and move more than one axis at a time. What I mean by that is if you're moving left, try and go backwards at the same time. Or if you're moving up, try and move your gimbal down at the same time. When you add multiple movements in, it adds a much more dynamic, cinematic look. Okay, so the last tip that I want to share with you is to think through your shot. Think through the story that you're trying to tell in the video and how this shot is going to play into telling that story. Whether it's a chronological story where you're trying to share this point to this point to this point to this point, or if you're trying to use this shot as an emotional piece to help the viewer to relate to the actor or the subject. An example is if you're out in the middle of a giant field and someone is standing there, they're going to feel alone, they're going to feel small, whereas if you're in that same field and you're very close to them and you're running next to them, they're going to feel fast-paced, they're going to feel like there's a lot of movement and action happening in the scene. Alright, other than that, have fun and fly your drone. The way that you can get better at filming and taking photos with your drone is to use it. Use it as much as possible. Find out where you can fly and go fly. Get the experience. If you wreck it, you wreck it. That's part of the risk. But you're going to get some amazing shots the more that you fly it. Thanks guys. Until next week, have a great week.